law system was released to give us a physical version of God's righteous standards. So if you want to understand the nature of God's righteousness, look at the law. So God gave them the law for a reason. The law was never made to be obeyed. He knew they can't obey it. He brought the law to trap man, to let man know that by himself he cannot. So that man will realize that he has tried several times. Now the Lord said, thou shalt not commit adultery. He does not even want to commit it, but the thoughts, the inclinations in his heart is all adulterous. So man will realize an utter impossibility in obeying God's requirements. Then he will call, say, Lord, I can't, save me. That was why he gave the law to Israel. For God to flow, for God to walk with man, man must have his nature. Have you noticed before God could walk with man in the garden, he had to make him in his image and what? Likeness. That was when he could have fellowship with man in the cool of the day. The moment Adam sinned, there was what we call separation, because God's quality could not be found in man. So he will bring every man on his knees to realize that it's an utter impossibility, because by the strength of man he cannot prevail. Here's the deal. This is righteousness. Man is supposed to run to attain it here. But man lacks what it takes to attain it because he's weak. So this is what God does. He hooks. So I'm Christ. This is righteousness. This is man. He's supposed to go and attain it, but he's weak. So he hooks you in Christ by putting you into Christ. Then Christ is the one who attains it. So when he attains it, because you are hooked, you are supposed to attain it. Now, you'll be shocked to know that Jesus had 12 disciples, but he was walking with 3. Peter, James, and John. Now, very interesting. There's nothing like a coincidence in the Bible. The Bible is not full of coincidences. You'll be shocked to know that Peter means stone, and the 10 Commandments was written on a stone. You'll be shocked to know that James means to exchange or to replace, and John means the grace of God, and they were walking with Christ. When you put their names together, it means through Jesus Christ, the law was exchanged with grace. God, through Jesus Christ, decided to give the righteousness that man needs to walk with him to man as a gift and not as a work. Because if he gave righteousness to man as a work, man can attain it. So he has to give it to man by an act of grace. Romans 9, the verse 30. He says, what shall we say then? That the Gentiles, you and I, we are Gentiles. Anybody who is not born a Jew is a Gentile. What shall we say then? That the Gentile which followed not after righteousness, because you didn't even know the law to even follow it. He says, so the Gentiles which did not follow after righteousness have what? Are you here with me? Have attained to righteousness. What kind of righteousness? How did they attain it? Even the righteousness which is of Christ attained your righteousness. You believe him, you can never attain righteousness. So in the New Testament, God's quality of righteousness, God's nature of righteousness is not attained, it is imparted. You don't pay for it, it is paid for, bought and brought to you.